Episode 32.
We're back, and Corey, I love the intros for sure. Thanks everybody for joining us today. As always, we are joined, and we're super excited to be joined again by Zoe, our comics campaign manager. Zoe, how are you doing?
Morena, good morning. I'm doing great. It's an hour later than last time I was on, so it makes all the difference. So I'm thrilled to be here.
Yeah, you were
You are here
last time, right? Hey, Corey, because just so everybody knows, we're all in different time zones, and she showed up early for the last one, but we pushed this one a little bit so it could make it a little easier for everybody. But Corey, how are you doing today, man? It's great to see you again.
I am excited to be here. We got a cool show, a bunch of cool things to talk about. We got the coolest people here with us. So yeah, I'm ready to rock it out.
That's great. And everybody, as always, we have Josh and OMW in our chat right now. So Josh is our community manager on Discord. OMW is our community manager on X, part of our community team. And FlexiCat might be in the crowd too. I think they're all here moderating, having fun in the chat. And as always, we always do our giveaways. So if you guys are commenting and hanging out and having fun and participating, two of you will have a chance to win a VeVe digital collectible or comic. And as if you've been following on socials, I know you guys have been following too, guys, but the giveaways that we've been doing have been pretty awesome. People have been really having fun. So make sure you participate in the chat, and we'll do that at the end of the show. But guys, we got so much to cover. What a crazy week we had. Any thoughts just right off the top of your head, like Corey, before we get started? Or I mean, we had SpiderMan Day, and oh man.
Off the top of my head, we've had a bunch of really cool drops. We're about to roll out a whole bunch of announcements. And so whenever we do these live streams, I have to remind myself what has been released and what has not been released in terms of information, so I don't break any important news. But yeah, we have a bunch of really cool stuff that's going to be coming that I'm excited that we're going to get to share with all of you. From a collecting standpoint, it's been an exciting time in the collecting world. You know, we just did some articles and stuff like that, so that's cool to see too. But yeah, just overall good vibes. It's a good time to collect. It's a good time to be here.
Yeah, and I know, Zoe, you're hard at work, specifically on comics. We got all the Fantastic Four stuff. We're going to get into those, and we have a comic reveal today that we're going to do too. But how's it been going for you working with our publishers and all of the comics that we've been putting out, specifically on VeVe Comics as well?
Yeah, it's been amazing. Since I was last on the show, we had obviously San Diego Comic-Con, and the publishers really came through there, both in the event, and we had those amazing Bad Idea and Marvel Rivals covers. I was obsessed with those. I wish I could get my hands on that foil variant. It looked amazing. It was at the Planet Death VeVe exclusive cover as well, and we had that Era Edition digitally on VeVe. We've had some amazing drops that have sold out. We had Modville from Mechanical Cake, a new publisher from us. We also had Cul-de-sac, another one from Bad Idea, which sold out, which dropped and sold out last night. I was watching it. The amount left go down and down, refreshing every couple of minutes yesterday, which was so exciting. And yeah, it's been fantastic.
Oh, that's great. We're going to cover that as well and get really in depth with those. We have some covers to show you that Zoe brought along as well. Some Virgin variant covers from Dynamite, which are crazy. You guys are going to love that. But let's get into this, you guys, because we have our VeVe feed contest is live again. As you know, we just launched it this morning, and this has been super popular every week. Here are some of the entries, of course. I mean, we have all of them. It is a social post on X. So what you can do if you're new to the channel, you haven't seen this before, you go onto our X page, you find the social post with all of the great submissions that came from the VeVe feed in the app, and you vote for your two best favorites, the ones you like the most. I mean, you want to share love across all of them. And the two people with the most votes, they win a prize. And if you vote, you have a chance to win a prize because two random voters win a prize. So check it out. We got a whole selection right here. I mean, we always appreciate all the hard work everyone does. Tons of Spidey stuff because we had that Spider-Man Day as well, right?
I'm loving how people are combining multiple collectibles in one. That's wicked.
I know, right? Cool. I know. Look at Ronnie's up here. Look at Ronnie's and Macron and Macro Online, Jaguar, Wax Vision. Familiar names. We have some prolific posters in the VeVe feed. Hey,
for sure. What do you think's happening in Jaguar 904 there? What do you think old Grey Hulk singing?
He's dropping the next Grammy Award. He's in the studio. He's dropping the next Grammy Award winning album for sure. It's going to be Song of the Summer.
Is that one of the big announcements, Corey? Is that the Hulk soundtrack coming to VeVe Vibes?
Yeah, exclusive to VeVe Vibes.
I'm just
not
kidding.
really. We promise.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Disclaimer at the bottom. But another row right here. Look, Stan Lee's up there. Every single one of these is amazing. Straight. That's a really great one. Look at that in that environment. And of course, it's just like you said, Zoe, all the different ways that people collab. Look, there's the new Emily the Strange right there. That's awesome. So it's super cool to see these, submissions. And every week we have this. So just go onto our X page, have some fun, share your love for them, and also get involved. Get on the VeVe app itself, make your own creations, post them in there. They're just randomly picked by our moderators internally. And then each week we do the thing. We're going to be doing a VeVe verse content creators giveaway again. So we're going to have that come up soon.
Nice.
And that's going to be fun on our socials. So get your VeVe verse up and running, get some new collectibles in there.
And want to hear something crazy? A little discovery. I was talking to Anissa, who is sort of Zoe, what Zoe does for comics, Anissa does for collectibles. Yeah. And Anissa sent me a message, and she was rewatching Freaky Friday because, the new Freaky Friday movie's coming out, right? And so she was rewatching that original Freaky Friday. And what did she spy on a bedroom wall? A poster of Emily the Strange. And it was so cool because the screenshot she took sharing that, it's the same colors and themes that we used whenever we remarketed it digitally. It's always cool whenever we see our swag, hidden in an Easter egg of the movie or something like that.
Well, they have been around for a long time. I mean, that is a brand that's been building organically, like kind of community style, like with roots for years and years. We're super lucky to have them. I know. I know when we were talking about internally, like Zoe, I mean I know that there's a big portion of us internally that love the whole brand and the booth and everything, but I know you appreciate these quite a bit. Hey,
Yeah, I mean, if anyone saw me last time, I rambled for about 5 minutes about how much I love Emily the Strange. So I'll keep it short and sweet this time. But I loved the booth presence at San Diego Comic-Con. Our amazing team who were down there capturing content got a bunch of interviews and photos, an interview with the creator, some photos of the booth set up there. It looked awesome. And I managed to get 4 out of 5 of the collectibles. Couldn't quite get that secret rare, but I did manage to score on the marketplace the con exclusive one as well. So I'm very happy as a collector.
Yeah, congratulations. That's awesome. Yeah, more to come, everybody. Stay tuned. Now, we also had a big event happen, and this is one we wanted to just shout out. Emoji had reached a level 100 this week. If you don't know Emoji, yeah, he's amazing. And, all the content creation, the different shows that he helps produce. In fact, the cool thing, so first of all, if you guys want to go and say congrats to Emoji on our X page, we posted a little, thing that we do. And if you're a level 100, welcome them with open arms. I know they already have. I've seen in the level 100 group. But what happened this week was on Sunday and Monday was absolutely incredible. And so what basically was organized by Emoji and a really amazing group of creators that all partnered up with some of the biggest names in our space, and everybody who got involved was a level 100 Spaceathon. It was a 24-hour combined, with multiple shows, tons of creators going all to celebrate level 100s, not just to celebrate Emoji turning level 100, but he planned it together. We helped out with some giveaways. We know that there were some giveaways from Makomi in there. And, so there is another final giveaway that is a kind of a recap that's actually posted on Emoji's page right now. If you guys want to get involved in that, you can see the criteria. Take your favorite moment from the Spaceathon because it's fully recorded. It's like 24 straight hours. Share it, get involved, and we have a final one, which is going to be great. But man, this was crazy, you guys. I know you guys were working super hard. I had a chance to pop in here and there, but it was prolific. Let's just say
That's awesome. That's wicked. I mean, anyone doing a 24-hour stream for anything is that. I mean, from my esports and broadcasting days, I know that takes a lot. So shout out to everyone that got involved. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was just everybody that you'd imagine showed up, and it was a really amazing event. Reminded me of when Randy used to go live for 24 hours on his channel. But
shout out, Randy.
Yeah, you bet, for sure, right? So thanks for putting that together, you guys. I hope everybody had a great, fun time and enjoyed the giveaways that were provided, and more so just the community building around it. So we just wanted to shout that out for you guys right here. As we move on in some of our other news as well, now this is also very, very special. And we talked a little bit about this last week in our last live stream. Unfortunately, we have lost valued and wonderful members of our community. And so this is really important, everybody. Collectors Gone Digital, as you know, I know Corey, you worked directly with him and the VeVeverse and the team. Himself and OBL, Orange Bag Lady, actually conceptualized putting together a memorial VeVeverse space. And if you go to Collectors Gone Digital's X page, there's a way to get access to go and view. And so this is a really special thing. We really wanted to shout this out and let everybody know how amazing our community is. So you can see you can see it right over here. It's just beautiful. So
yeah, I watched that video a couple of days ago and I was like, this is so special. This is amazing.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that just kind of goes to show you know, our community, how close we are together and how close people are and how much we value each other and our friendships and that we build. And also, you know, what can be done in the VeVeverse, you know, to bring people together. I think we're just scratching the surface of that. I know, Corey, like you've been working a lot with like people like Collectors Gone Digital and the Vault creators. They have so much talent. It's amazing what they can do. Hey, from stuff like this to showrooms. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah. Having the VeVeverse and sort of a metaversal space where anyone can come into it from anywhere, it not only allows something like this, where, you know, we've got a global community, we've formed a lot of friendships, whether that's via your virtual connections to people or you've traveled to a convention, you've met them in person. And so this collaborative nature and really how awesome it is in terms of the execution. The people that are putting these things together have so much talent, so much passion, and it really just gives you these beautiful results. But what I love most about it is anyone can go and visit this, which is a challenge. You know, being of the age I am, you know, I've lost a lot of friends over time, and it's never easy to just stop what you're doing and go visit, right? But with things like this, we have living memorials where anyone can go and be like, you know, I'm in my feels today. You like want to chat about a good time I had with maybe Kevin Loader, you know, who's a close friend of mine with Comics and Crypto Crew, and stuff like this just kind of gives you that outlet. And I think we all need that. And it's important, you know, you get in your feels, you've got a lot of people around you, you know, always reach out. Like there's always someone that you can chat with. And it's kind of a cool thing about VeVe in general is this community. There's always going to be someone there to talk to you.
Absolutely. I felt so welcomed by the community already. Just coming in as a team member, they've just welcomed me with open arms. And I just knew that this was really, really special. And seeing stuff like that just solidifies that for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Big shout out to, like I said, Collectors Gone Digital and OBL. They were the ones who put this together, and it's amazing. So if you have a chance, stop by, give them some flowers, and shout it out, and see how you can get in there and have a look, and just share the love for sure. So let's cruise along. I mean, we have other things that we want to talk about as well that are awesome as well. And we had Spider-Man Day come through with Spider-Man 2099. I know we already covered it here, but what a crazy day that was. Super special. We had another big community space that was put together by O'Milly and a bunch of others, and they did a whole show around it. And that was really a lot of fun. What are your thoughts about that? I know I went after Spider-Man 2099. He looks so good. I mean, Corey, you must be super proud of the team and how you guys put this together, because everybody loved it. Yeah,
for sure. It's such a beautiful end result. Like a big shout out to our artists. You know, it just again shows the care and level of detail that our artists and Marvel, whenever they work together to produce something like this. I love that this is just the start. You know, we've got our silhouettes of future things to come. So it's sort of, I like whenever we release something that's more than just a something. There's like a little bit of a story and we're kind of going somewhere with it. And so I love the breadcrumbs with this. We got to do the cool articles. So we kind of dug into the history of this character and why it matters to collectors. So just overall, really, really pleased. And obviously you all loved it, which for us, you know, that's the best part of the whole thing. So we see a good result, and we're seeing pictures and AR and people, you know, just digging on it. How can you not? It's really, really well done. It's beautiful.
It's stunning. My whole community tab on the VeVe app was just Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Spider-Man all weekend. I loved it.
It's amazing. Yeah. And Corey, you referenced the article that the team put together, and you can see it right here. Of course, we posted all about it. Other articles as well. This is the Rediscovering Spider-Man 2099, A Whole Future Worth Collecting. Really in depth, amazingly well done. You know, we showed this last week as well. These articles right here, if you could talk a little bit more about that, Corey, about where we can find them, because we released another one about a big collectible event that we're going to show just a little bit. You can see it over actually on the far, if you're looking at over on the far side there. But this is where you can find these, Corey. Maybe talk a little bit about what we're doing here, what the team is doing with these.
For sure. We're just digging our heels into the collectible space. You know, we've got a big voice in it. We're the number one whenever it comes to digital, but we try to look beyond just being a digital collecting company. We're a collecting company, you know, and most of the people that work here really love collecting. We have a lot of opinions on it. We kind of have our fingers on the pulse of it. Whether you're Zoe and it's all about comics, or you're someone like me where it's kind of, I'm into a little bit of everything. And so us being able to sort of inject our own flavor and our own feelings and our own opinions about the space in general gives us a little bit more that we can offer. And something like this article, you know, David has had a lot of people reach out to him about, and they just found this article, right? Like he didn't reach out to them and be like, hey, we're working with so-and-so on this. They found this article and they're like, wait, you're working on the Hyde graphic novel? Are you kidding me? Like, why didn't you let us know you're doing that? So it's just a good way for us to kind of stand on our little soapbox, say our little things, and contribute a little bit more into the world of collecting, which is a super cool place to be.
When I saw Johnny post about Hyde on his Instagram, it was one of the first things that popped up.
Cool.
I was like, I got so excited. I was like, yes, it's out in the world.
Yeah, that's awesome. You can find all of these in the news tab, and we post them out for you as well. But you're saying when you look at these, Corey, when people are discovering these, and I mean, you guys are tracking kind of like how these are performing, and so these are actually being viewed by a lot of people outside the community. Is that correct? They're just finding them organically.
Oh yeah, like that's kind of the point. You know, we can sort of pay to put media wherever we want, but we'd prefer to be writing things that matter to collectors. And so it's nice whenever we put together, like if you Google, I'm going to take a gamble here, but if you're sitting at home and you're watching this and you Google Johnny Depp graphic novel, my guess is you're probably going to see that article. We were ranked number one for that article for quite a while. Our imagery was number one
right here.
And yeah. And so it's really important that we're writing things that relate to the space that we love and that we live in. And if people find VeVe through that and they find some value in the article, they learn something they didn't know, and they also learn about VeVe, that's like a triple win. It's a win-win-win. And I'm all about those all day long. You know, anytime we could do something like that, we definitely want to. But it's good stuff. And it's a lot of fun for us.
We're going to talk about that $100,000 super refractor.
That's wild,
guys, because that's crazy. But yeah, so just so everybody knows, if you're just showing up here, because I know a lot of people have just popped in here, we're hanging out. We got Zoe, our comics campaign manager, joining us again. So we're super happy to have her. We're going to cover all our Fantastic Four comics. We're going to cover the Human Torch. We have a comic reveal today. And if you're participating in the chat, we have OMW, Josh, and FlexiCat moderating and helping out, and you can win a collectible just for hanging out and participating. So that's just for people who just showed up. And so, by the way, we have also, if you want to talk about Spider-Man, this is the anniversary today, you guys, of Spider-Man's first appearance on VeVe. And 4 years ago, if you can believe it, we did a post. In the post is a giveaway chance. Just share your Spider-Man collectibles in there. Have some fun. Someone's going to win a really nice Spider-Man collectible. And what are your thoughts? I mean, Spider-Man, this was just so you guys know, if everybody knows a little bit about my history with content creation before, the first video I ever made was Spider-Man on VeVe because it was such an important video. I had to talk about it. And I was sitting in my, my office, discovering VeVe, having fun in the first few weeks. And Spider-Man first appearance to me was just so like, I couldn't believe that this was happening. It was the first appearance of this character. And so I had to make a video about it. It was a terrible video, but people seem to like it. So here we go all these years later. But what are your thoughts, Zoe, on Spider-Man, the collectible, and just the significance of having a first appearance, on our platform?
Yeah, he looks amazing. I mean, shout out to our product team. They knocked it out of the park again. You think comic books, you think superheroes, you might think Superman first as the original superhero, but then you think Marvel, you think Spider-Man, right? This is awesome. And I can't believe it's been 4 years. And I mean, obviously VeVe's been around for longer, but I hadn't, that was like a lifetime ago for me. But yeah, this is awesome. And it's amazing that, 4 years on, we're still seeing those Spider-Man drops come through, seeing the community love them. Like I mentioned, my whole feed on my app was just Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. So that's awesome.
Yeah. How about you, Corey? I mean, so when you joined the team, that was just after the Spider-Man arrived, I believe, right? So I
Yeah.
know it's one of the most iconic and important drops that we've had, obviously.
I mean, I came to VeVe originally before I worked here because
Mhm.
of a first appearance release. It
Yeah.
was a first appearance of Star Wars via the Golden Moments, the R2D2 and
Mm.
the C3PO.
Yeah.
And the value of a first appearance to a collector, like true blue collectors know the first of matters. And
Mhm.
so it's awesome to see this and remember this, but we can't forget that we're just consistent. And I think we've become kind of desensitized to it because we do so many firsts because we are, the premier digital collecting platform. So we're just
Yeah.
always hitting those. But man, it'd be interesting to even see sort of an encapsulation of all the firsts that we've done in addition, because we've got this first appearance, but we have how many variants of Spider-Man that are also first appearances. It's a
Yeah.
list of my arm. It's really good stuff, but this one holds up.
Yeah.
This was early production team days.
Mhm.
It still looks beautiful, but I'd argue that now they've figured out, you've got to keep in mind that every time they're making something, it needs to fit on a mobile phone, in the sense that you need to be able to open up your phone, load it into AR, and it needs to not take half an hour and make your phone explode. Right. There's some memory magic that has to happen. And so our ability to render those beautiful 3D details while saving space and sort of maximizing the quality has only increased over time. But it is a testament to the value of this one, and that this is such a beautiful render, and it really does hold up. I
Oh,
wish I had the rarest one of these.
the
Which,
secret rare? Yeah.
yeah, it's so bonkers. I don't know. It's like outside of my range. So
Well,
good.
I do know that for Spider-Man Day and for like all through the Level 100 event too, there was a lot of Spideys given away just to help celebrate, because we still remember we hold some back for specifically that reason and for other reasons, promotional as well. And so some people got their hands on a Spidey. I think the rare edition, maybe the uncommon. So amazing. And of course, with the new Marvel Red that came out, was based upon the common of this. So a lot of fun and excitement around that. But celebrate it today. It's a special day. Go on to the X page. Right there, there's the post. Share your photos below. Someone's going to win a fun prize, and we can just celebrate Spider-Man's first appearance. But what's coming tomorrow, and this is something a little bit closer to my heart, if ever me, is that the anniversary of Amazing Fantasy 15 on VeVe from 2022 is arriving tomorrow. So we will have a post like that as well, where you can share your thoughts about the comic. It's the first appearance comic.
It's right behind you, right? It's right there on your left, or my left.
Yeah, it's not quite Sleepin' Comics level, and we know Sleepin', our favorite comic guy here, and
one of our favorites. One of our favorites.
Yeah, one of our. When it comes to that one, he's my favorite because he's got the physical.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But stay tuned for this post. This will come tomorrow, and I remember this very vividly. This drop. This was quite special, because. It is Spider-Man's first appearance in a comic, and I know that this one is still, one of the more beautiful covers of comics that you can ever have, and so it's really special to have it, and all the variants that come from this.
Was it Alex Saviok for that variant? I'm trying to remember who the exclusive was.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, nice. For sure. Yeah, and he was
just he was the perfect selection for this exclusive cover, because Alex Saviok's exclusive cover style is very much almost a vintage homage retro rendition, which really works for this era of comics. Like a lot of his Silver Age VeVe exclusive variants that he's done are so perfect because they feel like they could have been rendered in the time that comic released.
Right.
Like he could have done that cover in the 60s and it would still make sense to this day. Like I love like the modern adaptate. Like I love all of our exclusive covers, but there's just something about whenever the variant really matches the original intention and style of the original comic, it just hits a little different for me.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And, like I said, there's so many variants. We're going to show some variants, some Virgin variants from Dynamite Comics that Zoe brought along today in a little bit. But the variants that have come from this iconic pose, with him swinging down, we have a lot of different covers in VeVe from newer issues that mimic this pose all through time. It's quite an amazing collection. It's one of the more beautiful, I think, poses that we'll find. But you're our comics person. Your thoughts on this iconic release, and it's 3 years ago, so it's been here for a bit. Oh, I think you might be muted. Let's get you. There you go.
Yeah, what I was saying was I need to get into that backlog and start looking at stuff we've done before. I mean, this is stunning. My favorite is the rare, just that slight, shift where he's looking directly at you, and that I'm a sucker for black and white, so I think it looks so sick. It's stunning, and it's awesome that we're able to celebrate the artists as well, and we have the team behind that. Just I'm learning so much. I'm learning all about the artists as fast as I can. And this is stunning. This is such a cool cover. Yeah, I love that rare. It's just looking at me, it's giving me the eyes.
Good luck. It's expensive. Is it still? I haven't looked at AF-15s in quite a while, to be honest. I should revisit them.
I know. Yeah. I know. I was a bit naughty on drop day for our Marvel comics this week, so I might have to go next week.
Reel it in.
I know. It was the drop show chat being like, okay, one more. I did end up getting a secret rare, but hit my limit for this week.
Yeah, for sure. Right. So that's really cool. So look for that post tomorrow as well. Now, I wanted to talk about the challenges that we have going on right now. So just so you know, I mean, I know you might be hard to see this right here, but we had the new unique set challenge that completed. So prizes are being compiled and leaderboard is being looked at. And so that will be announced soon. Some people may have already received your MCP bonus, which is cool. And so stay tuned for official announcements and comms on that. But right now is the ultimate set holder challenge. So this one is live, and it's all the sets you ever have, just all put together, including the ones you may have gotten from the last set challenge. It all goes. So that was the reason why these two were staggered back to back. You had the opportunity to go after new sets and add to your collection, and then those all factor into this challenge. This is ongoing right now. If you need more info, you can just click right in there, you guys. But I don't know where you guys sit. This is my actual account, which, it's totally fine to see, but you can see I'm at position 504. Not bad. I'm okay with it, but I'm not quite in that top 10. I don't know about you guys. Zoe, how's your collection going? Are you in the top 10 yet?
I know I doubt. Maybe for like comic sets over the past month, potentially.
There you go.
Let me check. Yeah, every time I check the leaderboard, it's just like dash. I'm like, I don't even come close. But
well, this is ongoing all the way for the next 11 to 12 days. So participate and have fun with the challenges. Let us know what you think about them, and stay tuned for more announcements about the last one, the new set challenge that is just completing, with the giveaways and the rewards that are going out for that as well. But we did have, just our news segment, everybody, in case you're just joining us, there is a really great article that we shared as well on the bug report. This is Dan Crothers getting interviewed. And he talks about, of course, VeVe in the digital age. Another article, like I said, with Corey, how we talked just a second ago about the articles that we're creating, that our team's creating. This is another interview that went out. So I know there was actually another one on MSN that we'll share as well that actually just got published, but we don't have that for you guys today. But if you want to check it out, we posted it. It's always great to hear from Dan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a good one. This is like a B2B. I want to say this is the business to business licensing focused. So the people who are reading this are really in sort of like B2B businesses focusing on licensing IPs. So it's really good whenever the co-founders are out making waves, talking about that. They've really established themselves in New Zealand, specifically with David winning the Entrepreneur of the Year. And now he's on the board for the Entrepreneur of the Year in the upcoming year. And that's why David's always jet set. Like, he's always going to licensing conventions and spreading the good word. But this is just another great way for us to be doing it.
Yeah, this is a close one to home. Bug Report is, I believe, Australian based. So,
gotcha.
It's quite funny with businesses. A lot of the times with global businesses, they'll combine Australia and New Zealand as one, but it's really kind of just Australia with like a tiny New Zealand office of like 3 people, if we're lucky, or it'll be SEA, it'll be like Singapore based. So it's always nice to see, Kiwis getting the shout out in the Australian market as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and this is part of a bigger push, like you said, Corey, as well, with, just promoting VeVe and getting the word out and just connecting, like you said, business to business. And of course, all the different ways we're doing it, specifically with the articles you guys are putting together. And we're going to cover one in just a sec too, but really great to see this stuff. We've been seeing a lot of it, and they're really great reads. A lot of good insight in here if you guys want to check it out, straight from Dan. And, just about, these little nuggets in there. I'd love to see maybe a video breakdown by somebody or anything about this, or on socials. That's a challenge for all you content creators out there. Jump on this article, make some. I know I was
I got no time to make a video right now. I thought you were talking to me. I was like,
no,
not
you, Corey. You're busy enough.
I need my social assets, Corey. Chop, chop.
I know, right? I was like, wait a minute.
Exactly. Yeah. And going back to this article right here, Corey, I wanted you to dive in on this one. We just posted this. The Super Fractor becomes the most valuable Star Wars card ever sold. You know how I love Star Wars stuff, specifically the physical collection. If you look at the Star Wars article that was posted in this section, guys, some of the images were from my personal collection.
It's true. We tagged them all. We always give credit. Yeah. I think we tagged Max in a lot of the images in a recent article as well.
Yep.
Yeah, this is just super cool. It was David Yu, CEO and co-founder, pointed this out because David's always hip to the news. You know, he's always got his finger on the pulse of collecting. He was like, hey, a record-breaking card. Like, here's a bunch of Instagram posts. You all should put an article. And we were like, okay, bet. And we did it in like 12 hours. So, you know, we wrote this immediately and got it put out.
Yeah.
But it's just a good signal. Like when it comes down to it, whenever we look at collecting as an industry, it's nice to know that this card originally, and I don't want to misquote it. So if you scroll down just a little, but it's like a 520 something % increase over the course of just a few years.
Yeah.
And it just kind of goes to show that there's still an appetite and there's still an interest and there's still a love for nostalgia based collecting, especially for Star Wars, which is important to us, obviously, here on VeVe, because we have so much amazing, whether you like comics, you know, we've got Star Wars #1, like one of the most iconic comics out there, but we also have just a huge amount of beautiful collectibles, and we've got a lot more to come. Like this year is going to be a cool year for Star Wars. Like if you're into collecting Star Wars, like hang on, stick with us. we got some good stuff coming. But yeah, it's just, again, it lets us know that collecting's still doing great, you know, globally. There's a huge appetite for it. So we love to talk about it. So kind of shared some of the key details there.
Yeah, I'd love to hear the community's thoughts about this and how the collecting world is and your experiences with it across, you know, physical collectibles, digital, like what we're doing as well, all sorts of areas. I know if we're all collectors, you know, of all sorts of things, if you look at all of our walls behind us and everything we do, and, you know, so it is a sign, like you said, it's a signal about like that the collecting industry. You know what I've always found, you know, in this industry itself, going back to when I have my own store and everything, it you know, there's always something about wanting to collect for nostalgia. There's always the value aspect of it too. Like, you know, when people want to buy stuff, you know, that's worth a lot or super scarce, you know, they have that kind of prestige, but there's always that, I find that there's always space in people's, you know, if they're a collector, to, you know, put aside some, you know, funds for going after things they really love. And then at certain times in the industry, it blows up really huge, right? And then other times it shrinks down and then it gets a little quieter. But I think what you're describing here, Corey, is that it's quite a healthy atmosphere right now. You see, you know, I see what like Tom Brady's doing with, you know, that whole thing he's doing with what's going on with trading cards. We were just at the comic conventions, you know, we saw a lot of action going on there with comic books. And of course, the collectible industry with sideshow stuff and all that. It's just always ongoing. So I know, Zoe, I mean, like when you're talking with the, with all of our comic, you know, publishers, they're busy trying to get out as much as they can. I mean, what are your thoughts on the industry right now?
I mean, I think it's a really exciting time. I mean, I've been a collector since I was a kid. I started with Beanie Kids, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be comics, but like, you know, and then I moved on to Funko Pops as a teenager. I'm slowly getting back into that. And yeah. So you know, I've been in book collecting. I've been in, you know, video game collecting as well. I think it is all about that passion. It's about the love for the thing. And I think that love, especially with nostalgia as well, it's just going to continue. If there's a love and a demand for that product or that, you know, medium, you know, collecting is just a way to express that. So I'm super, you know, I get it immediately. When I got onto VeVe, I was like, oh, okay, yep, this is the same thing. And now I'm really enjoying collecting, you know, my digital comics and my collectibles as well. It just gets me excited. And it reignites that passion that I've kind of always had, even if it hasn't necessarily been comic books or digital stuff. I automatically got it. So it's a super exciting time. And you're right, the publishers, they're still enthusiastic. I've been trying to get a hold of anyone during San Diego Comic-Con week. Was near impossible because they were all, you know, they were just in the weeds of it all. So it's awesome to see that the publishers are just as excited about it as us, the consumers, and us at VeVe as well.
Yeah, definitely. Keep those articles coming, Corey and team. We love them.
For sure. We love writing them.
Yeah. But in regards to our Marvel releases, this is where we're going to start talking. These are the featured ones on VeVe Comics this week. Zoe, you can take it through us if you like. Wolverine by Chris Claremont, #1.
This is wicked. Yeah, this is an awesome one. This is a one shot. I even love the common art here. This is a one shot by Chris Claremont that was released very, very exclusively in the physical. And now this year they've come out with the digital version as well. So if you didn't manage to get one of those really rare physicals, you can now come out and grab the digital version and give it a read yourself.
That's awesome. And Mahalo's here. So if you have any questions, community, you know where to go. He is our resident expert.
Shout out Mahalo. Educating me every week.
No, we absolutely love it for sure. And of course, then we the other featured one we have is One World Under Doom #6, continuing the storyline. We've had this whole series come through. This is pretty amazing as well. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's sick. This one, I believe. Yeah. We've got so much Doctor Doom going on at the moment, especially in our Fantastic Four series. Like Doom it's really his moment at the moment on VeVe.
I mean, look at that cover that Corey said right there. Poor Mr.
Ripped his face in half.
Gosh, what is going on? And it's really cool. If you actually look into the background of the story of this, it's like Reed is going to expose what Doom is doing because he's taken over. And it's a really fascinating storyline. No spoilers, but you got to get in there and read it for sure. And then Daredevil, Cold Day in Hell. This is another great issue right here.
Yes, I believe. Yes, I believe this is the last of the trilogy for Cold Day in Hell. So this is #3. So make sure you're grabbing #1 and 2 as well. I love Daredevil. I love that he's been popping up randomly in the MCU, just like he was in She-Hulk, he was in Spider-Man. So every time I see Daredevil, I'm like, oh, like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's pointing at the TV. So I love seeing Daredevil pop up here.
Yeah, Charlie Cox Daredevil too is just chef's kiss. He's my favorite rendition of the character.
So good. He is amazing. I just played Expedition 33 a couple of months ago, and I'm obsessed with him. And he was like, I was there for 4 hours doing some VC, and then everyone's coming up congratulating me, and I feel bad because I'm like, oh great, thanks. He's just so wholesome. I love it.
Yeah, it's so awesome. And then the last one we have as a feature, because there's a lot of releases as well, is Rivals Hellfire Gala #1. And this connects to the game, correct, Zoe? Because that's the Rivals game.
Yes, so you're seeing all of your faves. You're seeing Jeff the Land Shark. This one is like a bit of kind of like a multiverse mishmash of your favorite Rivals characters. They're sort of all coming together in one sort of universe for this series. This has some really epic covers that we launched. I saw a couple of people grabbing those secret rares this week. So yeah, check this one out for sure. We've got a couple of Rivals ones that have come out recently as well. So not just Hellfire Gala, but some other ones as well.
Yeah, 100%. And we also have the Dynamite. Now, these comics right here. Now we're gonna now this is really cool because here's Vampirella #4. But just so you know, everybody, Zoe brought along Virgin variant covers to share with us today. We're going to go through the featured ones really quickly here. Then we're going to hit these covers, and you are not going to believe it. These are absolutely, Zoe, it's so cool you brought these with you. But
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Dynamite really came to the party. I mean, this week for comics was an insane drop. I mean, we had so many we had the J. Scott Campbell series. We had a bunch of six covers. We had some great secret rares as well. And then Dynamite also came to the party with just so coincidentally, they had a bunch of version covers to share with us. So this is probably, I want to say, one of the best drops this year for comics. Nice. Certainly the best drop I've seen in my 2 and a bit months here at VeVe so far. But it was just too good not to share. So we had to share these artworks as well. But this is a great, great drop for our collections this week.
Oh my God, Thundercat 17. Look at the art on that. But
I know.
Sorry. I'm really sorry, Corey. I'm super pumped. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I was just saying I love that cover. I imagine it like painted on the side of a van.
That blue steel,
van has carpet inside of it. Love it.
Blue steel. Yeah, exactly. Right. But here's the little graphic Virgin variant covers available. So first one right here, if you want to talk about it, Jennifer Blood #1. And just saying, everybody, we have comics for all ages.
We sure do. This one's the Tim Bradstreet version art cover. We also have the common version, also by Tim Bradstreet, but the Secret Rare is the version. This looks like a photo, and I was
That's what I was going to say. Is it?
Yeah, no,
not?
It's art. It's photorealistic art. I know it looks like a photograph, but it's actually painted. It's stunning. I think it's awesome. Yeah.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. And then we have Betty Page #6, the Secret Rare.
Yes. The Joseph Michael Lisner, again, another one that's common, and then the Secret Rare is the version art. This is so cool. I love the retro vibes here. Yeah, loves it. Love the corset. It's looking awesome.
Yeah, she's such a cool character as well. Red Sonja #15, the Secret Rare as well.
Yeah. Again, another one. We got the common cover and then the version art variant. This one is by Steve McNiven. So cool. Wow. Yeah, I love the color scheme here. Yeah.
Have you guys seen the movie with Schwarzenegger and the actor who was in Rocky 4? She played Red Sonja. Remember, this is in the early. This is such a good movie.
I was going to say, was this the OG movie or the one that okay, yeah, I've seen the OG. I saw the trailer for the remake recently, and people were like, "This looks so bad, it's good." So
wait a minute, I didn't know that was a thing. I gotta Google that.
Yeah, no, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it.
Yeah, it's definitely entertaining for sure. And then Vampirella #671.
Now, I got this one. This is the ultra rare, and I wanted to share it in our Discord channel, in the comics channel, in our Discord server, and Discord said, no, this is too spicy. You can't share this. So I was kind of gutted, but this one is the Lucio Perillo version.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he did the common, but we decided this one could be the ultra rare. And it looks so sick that,
it's just absolutely amazing. Yeah,
stunning.
Yeah,
it makes me feel so inadequate as a creative, like in the sense that I can do a little bit of art, passable art, but that is outrageous to be able to pull off something like that.
I know. Yeah, another Joseph Michael Lisner here with the Secret Rare. We had the uncommon version and the Secret Rare version variant. So retro. So wicked.
Yeah, that is really retro. I love it. It kind of reminds me of some of the art from the 70s and 80s, like the fantasy art. Like there's Frank Frazetta, and I know he was kind of like a little bit more like realistic, like the one we just saw with Vampirella. But do you remember the Choose Your Own Adventure books from the 1980s? This looks like a cover of that to me, and they're like and they're actually started reprinting them. So
has anyone in chat watched Gentleman Broncos? Because if you've watched Gentleman Broncos, it is exactly that style of art. So that's a deep cut, but for sure that you're 100% tracking.
Yeah, for sure. And then, of course, Red Sonja versus the Army of Darkness #4.
Yeah, we got another one. Yeah, we got another one. We had #3 last week. We got #4 this week. This is the Tom Rainey cover. Nice. Yeah. The proportions here crack me up. Like his head to his bicep to his shoulder, they're the same size. I mean, I have a big head, but ain't no way that my arms are the same sizes. It's a lot of fun.
Also, that zombie's got to be 7 feet. Like if it stood up, in terms of height proportions, 8 feet tall or something. So good.
Yeah, proportions, smortions, right?
Just fantastic. Thanks for bringing those along. That's a ton of fun. And we have the Humanoids releases as well that are just coming out with 8 limbs right here. Any insight you can give us into the Humanoids?
Yeah, for sure. So this one is actually a standalone graphic novel. This is about a Muay Thai fighter who is kind of like a farm family. She, kind of takes on a bit of an apprentice or a trainee in a sort of, teenager who's going through some stuff right now who reminds her of herself. And it's about their journey as, one of my favorite tropes in fiction of all time is the sort of disgruntled, older, expert retired, and then the young sprightly one that, they kind of clash at first and then they form that bond. That is one of my favorite tropes of all time. So I love seeing that in this, and it's really cool to see. This is also illustrated, written and illustrated by a woman duo, writer illustrator from Humanoids. So a bit of a shout out there. We love to see women in comics. This is an awesome one. Yeah, and it's a standalone, so it's a really cool story.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's one of the featured ones this week. And this dropped 10 a.m. this morning, by the way, all of these. And here, oh, sorry, back up just a second.
Back it up, slow it down.
Yeah,
I know you're excited. Yeah.
Take it easy. Yeah. Soul
So
Survivor book 1. Yeah.
Yes, I believe we have 3 volumes of this one. This is a 3, or might be a 3 or 4 volumes. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. But this is your classic Soul Survivor plane crash, Soul Survivor, and how they navigate through a horrific event, being the sole survivor there. I believe the first one is about a guy who was a sole survivor of, I think, a bus crash, or basically this. Yeah, so he tries to solve, what happened and find some closure through there. So really epic stories here. Wow. You'd expect nothing less from Humanoids.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. That's really cool. Yeah, I didn't know that about that issue. And then Omni number 1. What's this one all about? I love that you're here to tell us, by the way. This is
you're welcome.
I know, it's actually really nice.
Isn't it great, awesome. Everybody? That's always here to tell us. Thank you so much for bringing all the info.
Of course. I believe this is a 4-volume. So Omni is about a scientist. I believe she's a scientist who has basically like a super brain. She can basically think anything. Or she can solve anything. And this one is based, I believe she travels to Africa. So it's an amazing African-American creative team behind this one. And it's really like an own stories and really highlights this character who, can usually think through anything or think or solve something. She's a super brain, and then she comes across this sort of puzzle that she can't solve. So check this one out. There's 4 volumes, only 1 through 4. This is a cool one to check out. Especially if you're wanting a different change of setting as well in Africa.
That is really cool. And then Legend of the Scarlet Blades book 1, another one right here. These all came out today, everybody, at 10 a.m. on the VeVe Green, 10 a.m. Pacific time. So they're available right now. So
yeah. So this one is another 4 or 5 volumes. This follows a Ronin, which is a samurai who is basically a lone wolf. And it follows his journey. It's set in Japan, obviously, and it sort of follows that samurai journey. The art here is by the artist has passed away, but he is basically like a legend. I forget his name off the top of my head. But when I was researching, he basically has written and illustrated the whole thing. It's a stunning story. If you like Ghost of Tsushima, on PlayStation, which came out a bunch of years ago, or if you're hyping up for the new Ghost of Tsushima game, I know I am. This is a great one as well. I'm also watching Demon Slayer as well at the moment. Which I'm loving. I'm on Crunchyroll watching Demon Slayer. So if you like that sort of era of media, check this one out. It's such a cool story.
Oh, that's awesome for sure. That's awesome. Before we actually get into our next phase right here of Fantastic Four comics, I thought it'd be kind of cool to pause just for a sec. It's really great that, like I said, that Zoe, you're here working with us. And, I wanted to ask you just your experience. Just generally about, like, you have all of these comics coming your way. I mean, how hard is it for you to, not want to collect them all? Because, there's so many. I mean, maybe you want to, but you said, what have you been kind of most interested in, if you don't mind just throwing it out there? Just off the top of your head. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I'm a big fan of just art in general. So any covers that pique my interest, I'm always like, oh, that's cool. I am currently collecting all of the Ultimate X-Men Volume 2 because I love Peach. I love Ultimate X-Men. So every time those come out, I grab a cover. I might grab a couple of covers if I can get the Peach variants as well. Gwenpool as well. Spider Gwen is so she's one of my favorites. I've also been collecting Scarlet Witch and Vision as well. I think we've got the 3 issues of that so far, and then Runaways. I love Runaways. It's a really niche Marvel entity there, but I'm also a Cloak and Dagger fan. So hopefully when they come out, I can maybe grab some Cloak and Dagger. So I kind of just gravitate towards, I guess, the characters that I love and the stories that I love. And then with the Peach variants for Ultimate X-Men, it's kind of a 2-in-1. So I've kind of sort of found my niches and I've been collecting those. Same with Emily the Strange. So it's just kind of like, what stories do I want to read? What art do I like? And then also, who are sort of those characters from the franchises that I love. If we can get Hawkeye, if we can get some Hawkeye comics up there with Kate Bishop, I will be a happy girl. I'll be spending. But yeah, I guess I'm just sort of going for what I love, what I enjoy. And then any pieces of art that I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. Yeah, just to give people a bit of a sense of things. I mean, it's super cool that you can collect whatever you like. Everybody, that's the best part. There's so many different options about things we're doing right now. For me, I'm huge into Spider-Man. I always have been, but I have other things like Star Wars as well and all sorts of stuff. I know Corey, you know, like you love the stamps that came out as well. I mean, I know that you're interested in that. Are you either both of you? Did you see this? Because this is where I wanted to segue to, is the cul-de-sac that came up on Bad Idea. This is crazy. I don't know if Corey, you're able to tell us a bit about this, because this is wild.
This is like a wild story, because it was Sean O'Hare from Comics and Crypto who sort of pointed this out months and months and months ago. He was like, hey, Bad Idea is doing this thing. They've cased a comic, like a legitimate case, and destroyed it and shoved a stake through it. And they've added. So in the real world, this exists beyond our digital. But again, it sort of shows the creativity of some of these publishers. They're kind of pushing the bounds for what a collectible can be, or what a comic can be. Because the reality is, like, you buy a 9.8 case, CGC, PSA, whatever, and is it a comic anymore, or is it just a collectible because it's never going to be read as a comic ever again? Like, it begs to question, what is a collectible? But the question's completely removed whenever you drill a hole through the front of it and stab it with a stake and add blood. But yeah, they kind of tipped that off, and then David got hip to it, and that conversation began. And so it's really cool to see this finally coming here. It's just a great representation. We had some internal conversations as a company as to where does this get placed, because, you know, it's not a comic, and it's a collectible and a comic at the same time. But I'm glad you all loved it. Clearly, I mean, I think it's one of the most unique product offerings we have in the comic collectible niche.
Yeah, and there's only 36 in the world of the physical, and they are CGC graded as well. So, which is huge for us. So being able to get that digital version, and now that we've sold out, there's only, you know, there's less than 300, you know, chances, because there's only, I believe, 225 secret rares that were out, but also 1 in 8 chance to get that secret rare. So not only was this a great drop for people to collect sets, but also, you know, to be able to get multiple rewards as well if you collect the set. Obviously that's sold out, so this is such a cool one, and we basically turned it into a collectible that set collectors who own can hold that. So I saw that I was browsing the Discord, and someone had like 8 sets or something, 8 or 10 sets, so they're going to get 8 or 10 of these collectibles, which is so sick. Yeah, and it's awesome to be able to have sort of a CGC grade collectible in the VeVeverse now, which is, you know, amazing.
Yeah, this is a good question here from King Crypto. We'll see if we can get to an answer. Sorry, the question's covering up Zoe right now. Can you tell us a little bit more about the CGC number on the cul-de-sac airdrop collectible? Yeah, you just have to go like this, Zoe, to get
peeking over the
special. Yeah, that's good. Special for VeVe, or a real one that is owned by David, you or someone from the team. I'm not sure about that. Do you guys have any insight into the number that's on there? Because, you know, up in the top label, right? That's a good question. Maybe we'll dig that out.
I don't, but that is a good question.
We can definitely get that answered.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. Well, this one, like I said, it's available now. I mean, it did sell out in terms of the store, but actually you have until August 15th at 2 p.m. Pacific time in order to complete the set to qualify for that. And so make sure you check it out. There's the blog link there on our page. And, you know, it's kind of one of those wild ones. This one really surprised me. I love how fast this came too. It was announced really quickly, and people seem to really, really enjoy this. So let us know what you think about that one for sure. The other one that I wanted to point out too is that the Modville, now this graphic is incorrect, because I believe this is actually now sold out.
Yeah.
And so this whole thing, you know, we came from San Diego Comic-Con. We talked about it in our last live stream. If you want to just give us a little bit of an insight again, Zoe, in case people missed it from last time, what's this one all about? I know it's connected to the whole Johnny Depp thing, not the specific title, but the whole company. Yeah, give us some insight. Yeah,
absolutely. So the publisher Mechanical Cake is a new one here for us at VeVe. They have partnered with a bunch of cool people like Johnny Depp and Ridley Scott and his production company,
Scot-free. I love it.
Is Scot-free. Yeah. I was like, is Scot-free the person or Scot-free? Yeah, exactly. And they've basically partnered to, create these incredible IP in comic books and graphic novels. They see the value. They really do see, and it's amazing to see Ridley Scott and the team and Johnny Depp get behind the idea of comic books and graphic novels and, just sort of the beauty of this medium. So Mechanical Cake's first drop was Modville. They're coming out with 3 versions. So we've got Modville, we've got Hyde, and there is another one that will be coming soon. And VeVe is so lucky. Yes, we're so lucky that we're able to, get the sort of first digital exclusive of this dropping. So we are very, very thankful for our friends at Mechanical Cake for believing in us, believing in the digital, and just believing in comic books in general. So Modville was our first drop. That one has sold out. Modville is sort of a neo-noir, futuristic story set in New Orleans, sorry, I believe is how you pronounce it. My friend Darren is from Louisiana. New Orleans, yes, he is from Louisiana, and he would kill me if I pronounce that wrong. So this one is really cool. It's about sort of this sort of rough and tumble neo-noir detective, very noir film esque, set in the swamps of Louisiana, and there are these futuristic, I guess, sort of AI humans called mods who are basically robots with artificial intelligence, and he has sort of an adopted daughter who is a mod, so he takes care of her. Again, one of my favorite genres is the gruff old man taking on sort of a young and bright-eyed. And what happens in New Orleans is that these mods are starting to go missing. So he's very he sort of dusts off his old jacket and sort of does one last investigation to try and uncover the mystery of what's happening here in Modville.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a really cool insight into the storyline for sure. And that was a little teaser potential alpha about maybe upcoming. So we'll wait for that news. I can't wait for that.
It's really exciting from a company perspective in the sense that we're with the likes of something like Scot-free release something digitally, because you got to keep in mind digital is just a really great way for companies or individuals to test out their product on a global market without a huge amount of risk. And so it's really exciting whenever we get the chance for something as prestigious as this and we're able to clear it. It's a great sign for the future, and it's a great sign that we're in the right place and we're doing the right thing, and we just need to stay on track.
I think one of the biggest articles when I was researching Mechanical Cake and what they were doing here, when this first came across my desk, there was an article saying, Ridley Scott is back in comic books in this sort of era where, we're not quite sure where the industry of physical collecting and physical publishing is going. Is it the right choice? Clearly it is, sold out. So, I think they've put their faith in the right industry. And it's kind of nice to prove the naysayers wrong.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Gotta love it. And let's move on from that to more Marvel releases now. We have a reveal coming up for you in just a minute, everybody. Zoe's brought all the goods today. We're super happy that she's done that. But this is one that came out, of course, last week, Fantastic Four. And we had the Puppet Master here. So still available in the shop if you guys want to check it out. As part of that series, the Nicoletta Balderi covers are amazing. We love her, of course. And so you can pick it up in the shop or in the aftermarket. Super cool. This started, Zoe, a run of Fantastic Four comics, and we have all of them here, including the one that, well, we don't have all. There might be more, but there's always more. But we do have one to reveal at the end here. But if you want to talk about maybe why we're in this run, I know we have the movie. Fantastic Four is really big right now, but we have a kind of a bit of a run here, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, we're Marvel, obviously, with the new movie coming out, it's sort of, that retro futuristic 1960s-esque. So we thought, let's start dropping the 1961s, the original Fantastic Fours, because it's topical right now. That Puppet Master cover creeps me out. The Nicoletta Balderi ones are gorgeous, but the original art, that Jack Kirby art, it is horrifying. That one in particular, but I think that's what makes a villain good, right? You're thinking about Doctor Who as a child when you were freaked out by the Daleks. That stays with you. So shout out Jack Kirby for for that art. So yeah, I think, it's topical, it's fresh, people are getting the Fantastic Four, and this why not now when Fantastic Four is everywhere right now. And it's awesome to see that vintage art come to life, having a bit of a variant of those modern versus original Jack Kirby's. And these stories are written by Stan Lee, and Stan Lee and Jack Kirby are sort of the dynamic duo of Marvel that kicked everything off in the 60s. So awesome to see us, be able to drop so many of these at the moment.
Yeah, very cool. And this comic right here dropped today, so go check it out on VeVe right now. For this,
I had to do a time zone convert in my head there. I was like,
Thursday.
And then I was like, wait, no, today is Thursday, Friday for me.
Yeah, in the future, everybody.
I am. The weather's not great today. Still don't know the lotto numbers.
Yeah, that's awesome. And of course, we announced Fantastic Four 10 with Dr. Doom. This one is coming next week. We have a reveal in just a second, but another great cover right here. I know that the storyline is pretty close to my heart. In fact, early on in my comic book experience, from my family and my dad giving me comics, the Marvel Masterwork series were revealed in the late 80s. Oh, yeah. They're the hardcover books, and they had all the original comics from the 60s in a all-in-one hardcover book. You can read Fantastic Four all the way up to 50 or something. So I remember this particular issue because of Reed Richards and Doom taking over him. Very cool story, Zoe. Really exciting to see another Doom crossover.
Yeah, Doom is always trying to get in Reed's brain. I'm like, why are you so obsessed with me? If I were Reed, I'd be like, why are you so obsessed with me? I have a wife. Get over it. God, he's always trying to get in his brain. I mean, I get it. Reed's kind of a super scientist, but I love these sort of dual Doom and Reed covers here with the split down the middle. The ultra rare looking so
Who is
good.
The artist for this? Do we know?
Let me pull it up.
It's such a perfect ultra rare given the content of the context of the story, doing a split screen where they're sharing the body essentially. Really cool depiction.
It's a really cool story because I remember just this cover, and it's like what you said about the Puppet Master cover, how it's creepy. I loved looking at Reed Richards here and seeing kind of an evil version of him. I just remember as a kid, he's all no one knows who I really am. And then of course that ultra rare is so cool.
They're so cool. So it looks like the line work was done by Roge Antonio, and then the coloring was done by Raina Barredo.
Nice.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. But now it's time for the reveal for the next comic that's releasing that we haven't actually shared just yet, but we will. So Zoe, we can take it away right here.
Take it away. This is comic number 9. This one's epic. This was on the predecessors, number 10. Again, it's Doom, the diabolical duo. They're still trying to take over Fantastic Four. They're so obsessed with them. They're so obsessed. This is a really cool one to drop.
Look at the secret rare panel pull cover.
I know.
For those of you watching, secret rares from Silver Age are interior panel pull uses the cover. That's a 12 head for Namor right there.
Can I show you guys something personal that as soon as I saw this being announced?
Is it safe for a live stream, Aaron? That's my first question.
It is.
I mean, we had the Dynamite covers up. I think
we're good.
These live streams are
I think I'm good, Corey. I don't know if I'll be able to beat those. But check this out. This falls in line because right here you can see with Namor there, right? Check this out right here. Giant size supervillain team up. Dr. Doom and the Submariner right here kind of going at it with his new suit. This is from the mid-70s, so this is obviously a much later storyline, but it just triggered this, to go back and start reading all the interactions between, Namor and Doom and the Fantastic Four and just everything they do. This is just another one of those, really key issues. I believe it's number 6. Not number 9. Yeah. So, but then, like you said, Zoe, that there might be more. We might have more stuff coming in the future.
There may be more. I know, I'm a fake fan. Get me off the show.
Gonna have more of them for sure. So these are coming out. Stay tuned for the announcement on that one coming up for sure shortly. Now we do want to talk about the Human Torch, which is coming up, and Corey brought with him the Human Torch video. Now, this was just recently approved, Corey, so don't worry.
Okay. I was like, I didn't bring anything with me, Aaron.
I know.
So if anyone's watching this, Marvel, but I don't know.
No, it was freshly approved. I have the receipts. I have the receipts an hour before the show.
Sorry. Yeah, that's right. We confirmed, but we want to show you this video, guys, because this is the reveal of Human Torch, all the animations and all the cool stuff. Here we go, and then we'll just break it down for you. Enjoy.
Amazing.
Let's go.
That's so cool. I kept watching this. I was like, that was my favorite. And then a new one would come up and be like, no, that one's my favorite. And then a new one would come up and be like, no, that was my favorite. They just keep getting better and better. I mean,
it's hard to pick between the Ultra and the Secret Rare for me because, you know, he's flicking some flames out of your hands. You're like, that's pretty cool. Then he hurls like a whole slime. And you're like, okay, well, that's awesome. And then you have the iconic 4 flaming behind him. You're like, okay, so that's they're all pretty cool. They're really, really well done.
For me, it's the attention to detail, like of the fabric on the suit. You can see the attention to detail of his skin. Like you can kind of, it's incredible what our team have done. I'm just floored. I think that's amazing.
Yeah. It's
absolutely amazing. Corey, I mean, this collectible, like each one of these is just animated so beautifully. I think, you know, we have the Ghost Rider with the flames, which is really cool. Everyone loves that one. This is like, you know, we love that one because it looks incredible, like how they did it. And I think the animations on it are still beautiful. And then, of course, Iron Man flying up. I mean, Iron Man looks unbelievable. This one seems to combine like all of that and take it to even another level with the flames. How is this even possible? So I have to question because it's so amazing.
A lot of it's possible through a lot of hard work by the production team over time, refining animations, refining like texture details, like Zoe was pointing out, like the fabrics of those collectibles. It needs to be able to hold up to a new level of scrutiny in the sense that it's one thing to place it in AR, but it's another thing to be able to place it in the VeVeverse. And so being able to scale it and place it amongst other things. So yeah, it's just a testament to the production team really refining the processes, reducing the size while maintaining those details. And then in terms of like the overall creative concepting, again, a testament to them in the sense that we've been trying to, you know, based on your all's feedback, all of you watching, you know, sometimes a collectible first appearance that's the same costume in 3 or 5 different poses works. But sometimes we want different costumes, unique takes, different snapshots in time of a character and their evolution. And they did a good job with this. There's either direct comic references or comic inferences for every single one of these costumes and depictions, which gives you just a true amount of variety. So pretty much no matter which one you hit, like you're hitting something that's truly unique in this product line. You can feel good about what you got because it's not just a character in a different pose, but the same exact costume, with the exception being the chaser. The difference between the common chaser and the chaser is really just his little collar device. So it's super, super slight. But all the other ones, I mean, if you hit this one, this is like a Golden Age reference, right? There's no Golden Age comic of this character with that 4 on his chest. So it's not a direct reference to his Golden Age parents, but that is the costume and style and design. So each
Marvel
one of these has reference.
Like from the Marvel, so the Human Torch, the different Human Torch from that earlier era. This is a throwback. Okay, that's really cool.
It's a throwback, but it's not a direct reference, right? Because he wasn't in the Fantastic Four.
No.
Then, right? But the rest of these costumes pretty much have a comic reference that you can point towards.
Look at that. He's like shooting his stuff. So absolutely amazing, you guys. We hope you really loved it. We'll be posting this out very shortly for everyone to share and enjoy. And of course, the drop is coming up, just in a couple days from now. So make sure you have fun. I know there's going to be some of our content creators are going to be showing a whole lot of interest in that and doing shows around that whole thing. Make sure you guys have a ton of fun with that. And let us know what you think about it. You got the Fantastic Four comics. I mean, Zoe, we talked about those. You got the Human Torch coming out. You got the movie. And so all of this stuff is all coming together right on the heels of Spider-Man Day and our anniversaries of the first appearance of Spider-Man the Collectible. AF15's first appearance and anniversaries tomorrow with a giveaway. You got giveaways in the chat. We got all sorts of stuff. We got level 100 things going on. We have memorial sites, being put together by the community. I mean, just some thoughts before we head out, because it's almost time for us to go. Corey, just your thoughts about where we're at right now. I know the team's working super hard and lots more to come for sure.
Yeah, we're just excited that you're all here with us. We got a bunch of really cool IPs and announcements that are going to be coming. So stay tuned. It's onwards and upwards as always.
Yeah, and how about you, Zoe? Any last little bits to sign off with for the week?
I am just thrilled to be here. This is always a joy. Thank you guys so much for having me on. Thank you so much for everyone tuning in, being so welcoming. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, awesome, you guys. Well, hey, that's it for us. Thanks to the mods for helping out in the chat. Stay tuned for whoever won those giveaways, and we'll of course be back a big week next week with all sorts of stuff happening, news announcements, and everything more. Thanks for spending a little bit of time for us today. And Corey, as always,
till we see you in the next one. Happy collecting.